Hello everyone and welcome to the 42nd Annual Sun and Fun. My name is Lori Bradner and I'm with the Florida Aviation Network. Today has been a glorious day here at Sun and Fun. We've got sunshine and planes. It has been fabulous and I am honored right now to have with me as my special guest the man behind the mission, Lights Leenhouts. It's great to see you again.
Thank you so much, Lori. This is an awesome opportunity. We're having so much fun at Sun and Fun.
Now I have to ask you, Lights, because it's not just you. I've got a young man, Justin Keene. Now, Lights, why is he with you today?
Well, because my life is very complex during the fly-in, and there's a lot of schedule requirements, and so I've got to be everywhere, almost every day, almost by the second, someplace throughout the entire campus, all over this place. I cannot do that. I am old, I am feeble, I can't remember anything.
I don't believe a word of that.
So I rely on a young, more vibrant, exciting young man who has the intellect of a computer who keeps me on track. So I consider myself the pilot, and he's my radio intercept officer, my weapon system officer, navigator in the back. Always make sure I'm on time, in place, wearing what I'm supposed to wear, and mostly knowing what I'm supposed to do.
That is, Justin, you got a great job. It's a big job.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do.
No doubt. Now, Justin, Lights, if you don't mind, Justin, you are a senior at the Central Florida Aerospace Academy.
Absolutely, yes,
correct? And tell me a little bit, I'm very honored this year, thanks to Lights and his team, we're honoring the U.S. Armed Services, and you just did something. You just turned 18. Tell us a little bit about what you did. We're so proud of you.
Yes, ma'am. Out here at the announcer's stand this morning, we had a bunch of us swear in, make that oath into the military, the Air Force, the Army, and the Navy. We were all there. We swore in, we got it done, and it feels great.
That is awesome. And which branch are you going into, Justin?
The Air Force. I'm going to the Air Force.
Now that means you fly.
I do fly.
Okay.
Not in the Air Force, but I do fly.
You do fly. Now, Lights, I'm going to come back to you. Speaking of what a wonderful ambassador Justin is, one of the greatest missions for Sun and Fun is the students, the children, and really growing that pilot population. Can you talk to us a little bit about growing teenage pilots and what Sun and Fun is doing to help the industry? Because we know we're losing pilots, they're aging. We've got a new generation. Talk to us a little bit about the mission.
Well, let's put the facts out on the table so it's clear in
Please.
everybody's mind. In 1990, we had over 800,000 licensed pilots in the United States. Today, we are less than 600,000. If you do the math, it's 25% below where we were 25 years ago. That's a sad statistic. We're not making them fast enough. We have rules and regulations, some more increasing FAA involvement. Now we've got the TSA involved in background checks for student pilots. We put fences up around airports. We raised the price of flying. Insurance got involved, lawyers got involved, gas prices went up. All of a sudden, it became almost impossible to become a pilot or get into an aerospace industry career path. So what Sun and Fun did was, 4 years ago, we said, we need to make a difference. Yes, it's kind of like when you say, I'm only one person, I can only call my congressman. You can still call them. Every vote counts. Sun and Fun vote counts. We decided we were going to get involved in producing teenage pilots, give them a chance to get over the fence line, over the hurdle of costs, and get the requirements behind them and become a private pilot, become an airframe and power plant mechanic, or go on to a college degree in an aerospace industry career field. So how do we do that? We found a way to take money we were raising at the fly-in, because the fly-in, everybody goes, oh, the fly-in is great, we have so much fun, we all come down and fly, and it really is. But you know what you're doing at the end of the day? All the monies we raise, because this is a fundraiser, all the money goes back into support our Aerospace Center for Excellence, which includes a high school, and it produces, this high school produces revenue that we turn around, because we lease it to the county. We take that money and we put it into a scholarship fund, a Sun and Fun Flying Scholarship Fund, college fund, and we give that to selected students who apply, who want to have a career in aviation, and we allow them into the program, and they are then allowed to learn to fly for free, go to college for $5,000 per student per year.
Really?
Go into an A&P program that we cover the cost of all their training here.
Okay.
So they can literally come out of high school to fly, fix, and go on to college to design. all because Sun and Fun has a foundation, an Aerospace Center for Excellence that's
Right.
funded by all of our events year-round, and the biggest one is the fly-in here in Sun and Fun.
That's amazing, and I think you said something I want to target on, because earlier today KT was here with Stallion 51,
Right.
and she made a comment that although this happens once a year, and we're in
Right.
our 42nd annual, it's not just a one-year event. That there are things going on all year, and I want to give you an opportunity, Lights, to talk a little bit about the education programs, the programs at the Aerospace Center of Excellence that are happening all year long, so people know this isn't just a one and done.
Exactly right, Lori.
Okay.
The reality is you can't hang your hat on one fundraiser a year if you want to be successful.
Right.
If you really want to make a difference and make an impact, you've got to truly raise large sums of money. So we raise it through this,
Okay.
and then we turn around and do other events throughout the year
Okay.
that raise more money, and we say, okay, now let's have flying events. Let's have a teacher's workshop. Let's bring teachers out,
Right.
and we pay to show them how an airplane operates and give them lesson plans that translates aviation skills to STEM learning. Science, technology, engineering, and math.
I was going to ask you to clarify. Good. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So we'll bring out 35 teachers on a Saturday morning, feed them breakfast, that makes them happy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then we turn right around and we show them how an airplane operates. And then now we're actually putting them in airplanes with their old students, flying them on an orientation flight. And they, at that moment, see the value of how, rather than drawing a vector on a piece of paper, how about a vector in space? And when you pull the stick back, you're changing the vector. You're changing the energy, and you're learning about sciences while it's fun. So we help them learn how to turn it into a lesson plan,
Right.
and they go back into the classroom. And then we have summer camps,
Right.
all summer long, 9 camps,
Okay.
all different ages that are captured from middle school all the way through high school. And then we do an aerospace discovery weekend.
Okay.
And now we're starting to add weekend events for seminars where the FAA comes in and talks about safety and operational procedures, and we get our teenagers to come and sit in those so they become more aware of what's happening in the world of aviation around them. So literally right now, Sun and Fun, the Expo campus, does not have an open weekend for 2016. We are booked. All right, we got so much going on. I will tell you this, the staff cringes when they see me walk in with a new idea. We're worn out, we can't keep going, please give us a, I know, there's more to do.
You're wearing Justin out, you know, and I can see Justin's worried he's going to have to come in every weekend, Lights, and visit with you. Talk to me a little bit. I know that the Aerospace Center for Excellence, which is where we're broadcasting,
Right.
we are right in the heart of Sun and Fun. It has really gone through, the word that comes to mind is a metamorphosis.
Correct.
And a change. And you've really made it something that is very appealing to our young pilots, our young students, as well as veterans, ages 1 to 101. Can you talk to us a little bit about where it was, where it is now, and I'm going to ask you for trade secrets.
Yep.
Where is it going in the future?
Great question, Lori, and it really is the heart and soul of why Sun and Fun exists. I like your word metamorphosis. I'd really like to think of it as we were crawling on the ground as a caterpillar, and now we got wings of the butterfly, and we're flying.
Yeah.
And the reason it is happening like that is because there was this decision 4 years ago to collectively design a campus that was visible, touchable, had meat on the bone. So we collected all, at the time, 11 buildings. Now we're up to 14
Wow.
that define what most would consider a college campus,
Yeah.
but it's really a high school campus that resonates with education in every single building at different levels, from youth activities to high school to even college and now trade schools, with the Travis Career Academy turning into Travis Technical College, which is a great transition.
Right.
And Polk State, as a partner with us, we have created this corridor of education, just as with this building we're sitting in right now, which used to be the Florida Air Museum.
Right.
And it was a wonderful and valuable asset to the state of Florida, recognized as their premier museum. which by the way, now it's recognized as the top 10 in the nation.
Wow.
But more importantly, why is it recognized as one of the top
Yes.
10 in the nation?
Yes.
Because we transitioned from a static collection of what was left over in grandma's attic to a hands-on, interactive, visual learning aviation center. So when people come in, they learn something, they grasp, they touch, they feel, they walk away with knowledge, and our attendance has tripled in 3 years. Tripled.
Awesome.
So instead of being a loss leader and a costly entity,
Right.
it now becomes a profit center. That's really, and more importantly, as a hub, along with Central Florida Aerospace Academy, these two buildings are the heart of the Aerospace Center for Excellence, and then all the other tentacles of this campus house expanded learning opportunities. Not only did we transition this building, but we also took the Bueller Restoration Facility and made it a learning center as well. So when the students finish the practical application, or the technical theory learning in the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, they walk across the street and they actually put their hands onto an airplane and are currently building a Taylor craft, a 1939 Taylor craft. They finished a 1955 Cub, which they've flown up to Oshkosh and back.
Right.
The Taylor craft will go this year. They've got more projects in line that they're going to be working on, but it's the interactive, hands-on that continue to keep the students together. And we find that when they have all these different opportunities, you can touch so many different varieties of interest.
Right.
Because not every single person wants to be a pilot. Some want to fix it, some want to build it, some want to design it. Well, we have venues for each one of those interests all the way across the spectrum, so that you don't walk in going, well, I don't want to be a pilot, so I'm just going to sit here and struggle through.
Right.
Because quite candidly, mom and dad want all their kids to go here. Why? Because we have 100% graduation.
Right.
We have a higher level of performance of all the students. By the time you're a sophomore, if you're not performing, you're out the door going to some other school. And our students really look like young
I see
adults.
a nod of agreement
there. You
there.
go.
It's the best of the best, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I've seen them leave. I've seen them leave.
Right. Now, I don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
Lights,
please.
but you were talking about something again that sparked my interest. You were talking about new buildings, and I absolutely must touch on, because even coming back this year, I see a brand new building. Gorgeous. I saw on your social media and the web pages the new hangar. And you must tell us about that new hangar. You must tell us who that hangar is for and what is in that hangar. So I don't want to steal your thunder. I'm going to let you shout it out as we stream live.
Well, Lori, that was a gift from heaven again. And it's every old guy's dream, but it's for the students. And the old guys are allowed to go in there to help the students. But that building was a gift from a great American, an individual whose life was changed because he soloed an airplane, a World War II bomber pilot, B-17s, who went on to become a multi-billionaire in the world of construction, who will tell you point blank, Mr. James Ray himself, he says, the way my life changed was the moment I took off by myself in an airplane. I took control of my life, and it changed me forever. And he wants to see that replicated in as many people as he can give back to with his billions of dollars in the bank. So he built us now the world's largest high school flying club, the Lakeland Aero Club, with 10,000 square feet.
I know, absolutely.
2,000 square feet of meeting room, briefing rooms, office spaces, and a gateway to the future, because when a student now, when any young man or woman walks onto an airport, the first thing they are encountered with is a fence line. You can't walk up to an airplane in a hangar with some guy polishing and go, hey, mister, can I give you a hand for a ride? Those days are over.
Right.
Sad but true.
Yep.
So we thought, what better way to open the gates and allow students into the world of aviation was to put a clubhouse in the middle of the fence, knock it down, open the door,
I love it.
give them a path, give them a taxiway.
Right.
They can push their J3 Cub. Get this, the day in school is over. You just finished the last class. You're kind of worn out, but you look across the runway, you look across the parking lot. I can go there. There's nothing between me and that building. And the kid walks in the building. He gets a glass of water, refreshes himself, gets a full, real official brief,
Right.
walks through the door into the hangar. They push out a J3 Cub. They start it up, taxi out onto a 2,400 foot grass runway, and they're not talking to the tower. They've told them we're going flying. They turn south and off they go on an adventure for a 17-year-old young man or woman.
It's amazing.
Is that the coolest thing on the planet?
It is. It
And
is.
we've got about 50 students that belong to the club. It will grow now.
Right.
We have 4 airplanes going to 5.
Okay.
2 J3 Cubs, the L30, the Remos Light Sport,
Okay.
a Cessna 150, and they're building the Taylorcraft, the 1939 Taylorcraft, and we're in the midst of negotiating to purchase a Super Cub as the tow plane for our glider.
Awesome.
So we'll touch 14-year-olds
Yes.
to glide with a license at 15, solo a powered airplane at 15, license at 17, and they're on their way to a brighter future.
That is awesome.
Brighter future through aviation.
I have to ask you, Lights, can I interrupt you for
Yeah.
a second? What I think, given everything that Lights has just said, Justin, and I didn't want to ignore you, what impact did Sun and Fun and everything that they offer have on you?
Well, without the fundraiser that happens during the fly-in every year, I
Right.
wouldn't have gotten the chance to get my private pilot's license.
And when did you get that, Justin?
I got the certificate last June.
Wow,
Yes.
that is remarkable. So they helped you do that. What else do you see? What does it mean to the students? Because we've got you here. Lights invited you, which was genius, to talk really, because you're the one reaching the young people. What does it mean to be a part of such a, and I'm not going to say an organization, I'm going to say a community.
Right. Well, it is a community. It's a family.
Right.
To the students immediately, they feel that fellowship between the volunteers here. You know, we all get the wristbands and whatnot.
Yeah.
We all ride around, you know, and we feel a strong connection with what we're doing here.
Okay.
The students, the volunteers, the higher ups, you know, everybody.
You're a
Air
higher
show
up. Did you know
performer.
that?
I didn't know that. I thought I was on the bottom of the telepole.
Now, let me ask you, do you feel that everything that is here, Aerospace Center of Excellence, everything that Lights has talked about, what would you say if someone asked you about the foundation? Do you feel prepared for the future? You're ready to embark on the next leg of your journey. Are you ready?
Absolutely. This place, it's not, well, maybe through the scholarship program, but through many avenues, it also teaches leadership, and it gives our students confidence and stuff like that. So I feel more than ready. Yes, ma'am.
That is awesome. Lights, I'm going to come back to you because not only, Sun and Fun is not only now one of the top 10, they offer also, and I'm not going to steal your thunder, I want you to tell the public out there and those that are streaming live, you also have one of a very, very special classroom. It is the only one, and would you please tell everyone about that, because that is the coolest thing since Wonder Bread. So talk a little bit about that one thing. Not obviously you offer so much more, but that other little golden nugget, the crown jewel.
It truly is. It's a one of a kind. And Lori, you should know it better than all, as you were the catalyst, the motivator, the inspirator, the initial contact and coordinator with FedEx
Yes.
to convince them to make the donation to Sun and Fun of that beautiful FedEx 727-200.
Yes.
And flew in here in November of 13, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yes.
And we had a grand arriving ceremony. And I will tell you right now that when I told the board of directors that we were doing this, there was a gasp that could be heard around the world as they feared for our lives that we had collected a white elephant of grand proportion. They could not see what we could do with this of any value other than to suck up more money.
We had many conversations about that, didn't we?
We sure
Leslie?
did.
We did, yes we did.
But with your insight, innovation, imagination,
Thank
and
you.
foresight, we were able to follow through on what you started. You planted the seed, you watered it, and we went out there with weed and feed and grow tone, and we turned this into the world's one and only, fully functional, live, active 727 classroom on a high school campus. all around the world, FedEx has donated jets
Yes.
to the tune of probably 100. We were 61 or 62. And there's probably 100 that are out there. We're the only ones that truly found a way to integrate it into an active classroom environment that could be used daily
Yes.
by from 4th, 5th, 6th graders all the way through college. At any level, it is a live aircraft that we envision will start this fall.
Okay.
We've been doing small classes in it, but this fall semester it will be on the curriculum.
Okay.
That when the second or third bell rings to go from one class to another, students will walk out of the high school, across the parking lot, into the 727, the bell rings again, and the instructor commences teaching while one of the 15 or 16 or 17-year-old students sit in the cockpit with a master instructor behind them and start flipping switches to turn on the power, fire up the APU, the auxiliary power unit, and then we'll say start engine 1, start engine 2, start engine 3, check hydraulics, check the fuel flow, let's check all the flaps, slats, flight controls. And as the controls are manipulated in the cockpit, we have cameras embedded throughout the entire aircraft, so the student population in the class itself, which sits right behind the cockpit, all have iPads, and the cameras are fed by Wi-Fi into the iPad, and they're watching actions in the cockpit, responses on the aircraft around them, and they do the whole immersion in not just a video, but they're a live aircraft watching it operate, listening to the engines.
That is awesome.
It's unbelievable. And the best part about it is it's open to all the schools in the region. Any school that wants to come out here and hold a class, they're invited, they're welcomed, they're inspired to do said same. We'd love, it's an asset for the educational component of the central part of Florida.
Right.
We operate it, we maintain it. It's our gift to the community. Come out and experience something you'll not do at Disney World.
No.
This is it, right here.
That is awesome. Now, you mentioned earlier about, because I can only imagine the new program at Polk State, the aviation program, Travis Technical Career Center. It's not just for teaching A&P and everything that we're doing at Central Florida Aerospace Academy. Tell us a little bit about those links, Lights, because I know, and it's bigger than we could have ever imagined.
Oh, it is.
When that white elephant came in late because of the ferry certificate, we remember all that. But tell us a little bit about those links and those partnerships, because you've done so much, not just for Justin's level, but for students that really want to go on and make aviation a career. So what are some of those links, and how is that being used to help them?
This is the heart and soul of how you go from a small, single entity that's just trudging along, is you build partnerships. All right, you team with industry and with education organizations. We became enamored with Polk school system, John Small, and we decided that, you know what, we need to expand. So let's keep working at it. So we teamed up with Travis, which used to be Travis Career Center, now it's Travis Technical College. And those individuals we allow to come into our campus and use our facility. They use 3 classrooms and our Bueller Restoration Facility for their hands-on training. They use our tools, and we want them here. They don't have room, so we're helping them get through that. And in turn, you know what they do? They maintain the 727. We don't pay for any maintenance on the 727 because the Travis career kids, the Travis Technical College, they work on it. They help maintain it and keep it in full functionality.
And they're learning.
And they're learning
hands-on knowledge.
Right there, so that's a teaming effort.
Yes.
And then Polk State College. When we started our Learn to Fly for Free program, and it's 90%, 10% has to be skin in the game by the student. What we found was we didn't have enough high-end flight schools here. We had a couple that were okay, and we needed more because we were infusing so many more students into the program. We're up to 5 now. Well, we went to Polk State, and Polk State said, you know what, you've got the most robust scholarship flying program. We've got a great aviation professional pilot program. How about if we team up and we, Sun and Fun, will do $5,000 per year per student to go into their college, and they will in turn allow our students in high school to go to their high-end flight provider, which is Sun State flights out of Fernandina Beach.
Okay.
They've been teaching for 5 years up at Florida State College of Jacksonville.
Wow.
And so now we've teamed up with Polk State, where they're accepting our high school students. Heretofore, they would never allow to go into that high end of a flight school.
Right.
And then we feed our students in there to go to college to continue their education to get that professional pilot degree. So now we've reached out to Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle does dual enrollment in our high school, so the students can get almost half to 3/4 of a first year of college and not pay the Embry-Riddle costs because they're getting their credit. And Polk State is accredited by Embry-Riddle. Eric has done a superb job.
That's Eric Crump.
Eric
correct?
Crump.
Okay.
He got Polk State accredited by Embry-Riddle. So the students, imagine if you will, here's another component.
Okay.
The FAA came in and certified our high school as the number 3 in the nation to teach A&P, airframe and power plant mechanic courses, to be certified to take the test. All right? So here's the way it works. If you are a motivated, studious young man and woman, you can leave Central Florida Aerospace Academy with a private pilot license, maybe part of your instrument rating, all the certificates required to become an A&P mechanic short of taking the exam with the FAA, and a year under your belt accredited by Embry-Riddle. And the cost to you, a couple $100. Or volunteer time, your choice. All of that, if you go to school and you stay focused on the track, we provide all that opportunity to get them in there. And so it brings it all back together when we have the term Aerospace Center for Excellence. And everybody thinks, well, aerospace is a cool word, it defines what it is. Center, it defines, and excellence is about being the best. The word people miss is for. We didn't put of. We're not of excellence. We are for every individual reaching their fullest potential for their excellence. That word was purposely chosen.
Wow.
Aerospace Center for Excellence, because I know fully well that not every student in that high school is going to go on into an aerospace career.
Right.
But if we can teach them the skills of aviation, of aerospace, which is accountability, responsibility, assessment of a situation, making a plan, having a deviation.
Those are life skills.
Life skills.
Right.
And if you learn those, whatever career you choose, you are going to be head and shoulders above your peer group. And that's why we put the word for excellence, for your excellence.
Well, we know what's next, Justin. We know what's next for you coming up, and I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
And we are honored. Thank you for your choice and your service. And Lights, I know a little bit about your background, and I need to say thank you to you as well. And, you know, obviously an honor. I must ask, and I'm not asking for trade secrets, but maybe just a little bit because we're live. What's next? Because Lights, you never rest. You don't sleep. I know that. So I know there's something up your sleeve. Is there any teaser, cliffhanger that
yes,
you can give
there
us?
is. We never stop looking to the future. As I'm so fond of saying, nothing's good in the rearview mirror. Look to the windshield and get the speed up. So our plan is teaming with industry giants to provide a campus that has dormitories for out-of-state students and overseas students to come live and learn here.
Wow. So the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, Sun and Fun, the Aerospace Center of Excellence, goes global.
Goes global.
We're already global with Sun and Fun.
Yep.
But now
The
we're
ACE
reaching.
going global. Boeing, Northrop, Lockheed, Delta, American. We're building who they want.
They need them.
Invest in us, we'll make them for you faster.
That is remarkable. Justin, I tell you what, this Lights, you are always doing something. And what's wonderful, the other thing, I think you touched on it, Lights, is the team. You have such a wonderful team around you. And in aviation, I'm learning from meeting Major Dickerson, flies the Raptor. And Justin, you will learn this. And if you don't already know it, I'm sure you do from being here. It's all about team, and it's all about the Raptor doesn't fly with just one.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. I tell you what, this has just been remarkable to have you here. Lights, I know you are running hither and yon. I know that radio's going all the time. Justin, I don't know how you got the position, but I hope that you're enjoying following the man with the mission, the man behind the mission, the one who truly lights. You are the spark. You've always been the spark, and you are the spark. And as a parent, as a mom, as a teacher, thank you.
It's our
Thank
pleasure.
you
It's our
for-
honor. We're thrilled to do what we do, and just glad to have so many people come out and support the fundraiser. And if it wasn't for the awesome efforts of all the volunteers, none of this would be possible.
I think Billy Henderson said it's all about the people, and we're getting ready to close. But Lights, you mentioned something earlier. We are at record.
We're cranking them through the gate faster than we've ever seen. It's awesome. And the best part is the majority of the people coming are flying in airplanes. They're packing the ramp out there.
I love
It's
it.
absolutely phenomenal. The skies are clear. The winds are slightly blistering, but that's okay. The great aviators are coming, and they're packing in droves. AOPA, EAA said they've had record years. They've never had this many people at their
Really?
forums or their speaking seminars. We haven't seen this many campers in decades, so it looks like it did back in the 90s.
I love it. Well, Lights, thank you. Justin, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. This is just an absolute honor. We want you to come down right here in Lakeland, Florida, the Aerospace Center for Excellence at the 42nd Annual Sun and Fun, where we are celebrating the United States Armed Forces. We were just speaking with the man behind the mission, Lights Leenhouts. It was such an honor. Please don't miss it today and tomorrow. Come see us. This is Lori Bradner with the Florida Aviation Network.